Olá, está no ar mais um Summit Cidades podcast. Eu me chamo Samara Neiva e serei a apresentadora desta edição. Hoje eu estou aqui com uma convidada super especial, nosso primeiro podcast internacional, Anastásia. I don't know how can I say your name.
Litvinenko.
Litvinenko. She is a head of economic missions, trade and investments in Israel. Welcome, Anastasia. I want to thank you for accepting being here with us.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor. I'm more happy than you, I think, being here and talking about this really important subject. I think we have a lot of things to discuss and share. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we will talk about your experience and I will introduce some questions, but it's just to direct us in this talk. And the first one is how the Israeli Economic Mission in Rio de Janeiro working to strengthen commercial relationships between Israel and Brazilian companies.
Yeah, great question. I'll just explain a bit about what we do.
Please.
So yeah, I'm the economic consul of Israel in Rio de Janeiro. We have two offices, one in Sao Paulo and one in Rio. I wish we could have one in Floripa, maybe sometime in the future. I think there's so much potential here. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, so we have two offices. We are representatives of the Ministry of Economy of Israel, kind of work for the embassy here as well. So we're official representatives of the government. And what we essentially do is that we try to promote and create business opportunities for Israeli companies with Brazilian companies.
Okay.
How do we do it, and in which sectors, and how does it work? So for us, Israel, as many people know, is known for its innovation. It's technology. That's our point of strength. That's what we're good at. And when we're trying to see where we can collaborate between Brazil and Israel, that's the issue: innovation, technology in all sectors. I think Israel has some of the most diverse technological ecosystems in the world. In such a small country, I don't know if people know, but the state of Israel is about a quarter of the state of Santa Catarina.
Okay.
It's that small.
Yeah, it's really small.
It's about 10 million people, really, really small, but super innovative. We have over 9,000 startups. It's considered the country with the most highest concentration of startups per capita. So we always say, like here, sometimes people say everyone has a podcast.
Yeah.
So there we always say everyone has a startup. Everyone has a startup that they're already working in, they're considering, they're thinking of. So yeah, it's just the mentality of people. People think that we should work to promote better lives, better solutions. You know, there's so many problems in the world. So trying to find technological solutions to each of them is very important. So that's that. We have a lot of these technologies, and what we do is we try to matchmake. So we see, for example, we can talk about smart cities later, but for example, agriculture. Brazil is an agriculture superpower, and it has a lot of opportunities in this regard. Speaking of climate change, there's some always changing weather that we need to find solutions. Okay, if you have a drought or you have a flooding, how do you take care of your crops? And Israel has a lot of solutions in this regard. We're a desert country, and despite that, our agriculture is flourishing because we have so many precise agriculture solutions. How do you water? How do you put fertilizer? Everything to make sure that you grow a lot more with less. So this is one solution. In water, for example, again, a desert country. I remember when I was a kid, there were commercials on the news, kids TV, about how to save water and that you shouldn't shower more than 5 minutes and things like that. It was really, really, and now Israel is exporting water to our neighbors because of solutions like that. 85% of Israel's drinkable water is from the sea. We do desalination.
That's amazing.
That's really, I'm so proud of speaking of things like that. So desalination projects here in Brazil could be amazing.
Yeah,
could be, especially water. I know in Santa Catarina it's an important subject. Another way we can collaborate. So sorry, I was going off and off. So that's what we do. We try to find a challenge or an opportunity here in Brazil and find a solution in Israel and connect between both sides. It's usually working directly with Brazilian companies. We come to a Brazilian energy company, for example, and say, what are your challenges? What are you looking for in terms of technology and innovation? They usually are very frank with us. They understand the potential there. They tell us 1, 2, 3, these are things we're most focused on. We find the solutions in Israel and bring them here and create these opportunities. That's essentially what we do. We do it also
Okay.
through delegations to Israel, do exhibitions. We had a great event yesterday here in
Yeah.
Florianopolis about decarbonization.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing, like so many opportunities to discover and explore. So this is essentially what we do, and I'm very happy and proud of our job.
Yeah, me too. It's amazing. I didn't know Israel have so many solutions, technology solutions. And why are you looking in Brazil specifically?
So actually, we have offices all around the
Okay.
world, but Brazil is very special to us. I think first we have two offices in here, which is rare. Usually we have one office per country.
Okay.
So here we have two because
Yeah,
we.
we're amazing.
You are amazing. We have two offices because we recognize the potential.
Okay.
Brazil is one of the biggest economies and is
Mhm.
last year's was the ninth biggest economy in the world. Huge potential, and one of the things is that's still a developing country. So there's so much more room to grow and develop. Brazil can be in top 5 easily. So that's why we're here, because we recognize there's so many sectors and subjects in which we can work together.
Yeah.
Water, agriculture, energy, cyber, food, any health, amazing industry. The industry here is incredible. So yeah, that's why we're here, and we're here to stay.
Amazing. And how is in Israel? How you talk about smart cities and to transform the cities to be more sustainable, resilient, and smartness? How this is important there?
It's always a topic of discussion because we're marching to the future,
Mhm.
and we experience on the private front all this advancement in technology, digitalization. We do everything online. We feel the future coming, but sometimes when we look at the cities, they still seem to be lagging behind, especially everything regarding to services, for example. I can't tell you the number of times I was frustrated with the city because of certain things that didn't work right, and also I think because it's government run, cities have the best intentions. I speak with mayors all the time. They really want to improve the city, but there's so many challenges as a
Yeah.
government to do things right. I'm also from the government. I know what we need to do to.
Mhm.
We have been trying to implement Salesforce for 5 years now, and it's just very long processes.
Yeah.
They need to be transparent. They need to run to a tender. They need to run all the committees and all the approvals and everything. It's not as the private market when you can just decide to do something and you do it. So people recognize it's an issue. People see the problems and that the city is not advancing fast enough. So it's always a discussion. That's on the government and citizen level. I always say that the Israel and Israeli technology is sometimes too separated because the technology sometimes is amazing, but it's not implemented.
Okay, in Brazil it's almost the same.
It's like sometimes I hear about, for example, there's amazing Israeli solutions regarding to traffic control that you can really improve the traffic in the
Really?
city. Really, really, like smart street lights, smart traffic lights, management of the traffic, so the government can know which roads to open, which to close, when, and so on. And I'm always like, but Israel has terrible traffic. Why are we not implementing that? But the solutions, apart from that, the solutions are amazing, and they're operating worldwide. There are a lot of cities, for example, London and New York and Madrid, are doing incredible jobs in terms of smart cities, and many of the Israeli solutions are already there. So I wandered off from your question, but it's
Don't
an
worry.
important question. It's an
Yeah.
important subject. It's always at the front of everything. And there are many technologies that can provide these solutions. Me personally, I think we have a lot of room to implement them still in the cities themselves. But I hope Brazil will be faster than us in this regard.
I hope that too. We
Me
have
too.
some big problems, especially with the mobility.
Yeah. I'm from Rio. I've been to Sao Paulo before.
Yeah. Floripa, it's a little better, but here in Brazil, we talk so much about the government, private sector, and the university work together to improve the cities. And how's there? You improve the university inside the technology sectors and the government sectors?
That's a great question because every time people ask me about what makes Israel so successful
Yeah.
in terms of technology in general, not smart cities alone, I always say that the ecosystem is amazing because all of these players are in it. The government is in it. They provide huge grants, huge programs for startups to grow and develop. The academia supports with research. Yesterday we had this event about decarbonization, and we had 6 Israeli companies, and I think all of them together mentioned that they have about 100 PhDs in these companies.
Yeah.
So the academia is very important, especially when you do this very high developed product. We also have the military, who is a big part of our ecosystem. We have multinational companies who are coming to Israel. We have over 400 multinationals that have R&D centers in Israel. So they all cooperate together, of course, private money. So yeah, to make things work, you have to have all of the players there because each of them have a part of the information that is missing to make the picture and the story as a whole.
Yeah, and the Summit Cidades is looking exactly for this. We put in the same place the government, the private sectors, and the academia to bring together and create some innovations and solve problems. We're looking
Exactly.
for solve the city problems.
Yeah.
So you ask the questions. I'm not looking for it. Okay. What are the main sectors of interest for cooperation between Brazil and Israel? You talk about food and healthy, but what is the main sector for you?
Oh, I can't. It's like picking a child.
Yeah.
I can pick one. I think if I have to summarize for like top 3, in which
Okay.
I think there is the biggest potential, I would go with energy for sure, because Brazil is such a energy leader, and it has so many new policies regarding energy that there are a lot of potential in them. Health, I also think, is a very important one because first, Israel has about 1,600 digital health and medical health companies, so a lot of potential. And here, there is also a lot of need. The population is very big. It's growing old, same as in all the world, of course. So there's more and more needs in terms of medical services and digital health solutions. So that's another one. And if I had to choose one more,
Yeah.
I think agriculture. I think
Okay.
agriculture, again, because of the potential here in Brazil, because this is such a huge industry here. So agriculture and water, and that's my top 3.
Okay, it's really important. And how can Brazilian companies or government or even academia strengthen relationships with Israel?
So first, they can come to us.
Okay.
We're very friendly. I think for businesses specifically, I think we're the main focal point in anything related to working with Israel. As the representative of the country, we have access to the whole Israeli ecosystem. So if a Brazilian company comes to me and says, "I want to meet this guy at this company," I can connect him to that.
Really?
And
Okay.
also important to know that since we're government, everything is free of charge and at the most professional and front way. So we really encourage people to take this opportunity. Governments, of course, many governments prefer to work either directly with companies or with governments. So, for example, yesterday we spoke with the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the state, and he mentioned that he would like to bring some kind of agreement regarding education.
He will be at the event soon.
Oh, great. He's a really great guy and really inspiring to hear him talk about the state and the future of it. So education, I'm not dealing with education or certificates or anything like that, but we can connect him to the Ministry of Education and start this going. So again, I think we can be the main focal point for anything related to business and connections with Israel.
Okay, thank you so much. Unfortunately,
I'm
I
so sorry.
need to end
We
our
spoke too
podcast.
much.
Yeah, but it's amazing. If I could, I would talk for an hour, but I need to respect the
We
time.
haven't spoke about smart cities.
Yes.
In the event.
The event we'll talk. Thank you so much again
Thank you.
for being here, for explain something about your Israel connections.
Sure.
It would be amazing to have you at the event so we can talk
I'll be
about
here.
your smart cities and learning more. Okay, thank you
Thank you
so
very
much.
much. Thank you.
Se vocês quiserem conhecer mais, a Anastásia estará no evento explicando um pouco mais sobre como funcionam essas relações entre o Brasil e Israel. O evento vai ser dia 24, 25 e 26 de junho no Centro-Sul. Nos vemos lá. Até mais!